afternoon to Sims Workshop. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. So today we're going to be talking about A Year to the Day by Robin Benway. I've never ever read anything like this book before, and that's kind of amazing. The book moves backwards, so it follows Leo, and the story begins a year after the death of her sister. They're doing some sort of celebration of life for Nina, honoring her life a year after her death. And from that point forward, we're going backward in time towards the accident. It was very cinematic to me. You know the scenes in movies where, or even in TV, where someone thinks about something they wish they had done differently and they play the scene backwards, right? That's what this book felt like to me. But there was more depth to it because we're seeing Leo as she's trying to cope with grief, and as she's trying to cope with trying to continue to live without her big sister. And it's very emotional because you're seeing that grief is going to feel as strong a year later, a year, 6 months, 3 weeks, as it did the day of the accident. And that's okay, you know? People tell people, oh, you know, it's okay, things will get better, you'll move on. I don't think anyone ever really moves on from grief, just like Leo hasn't moved on from grief. You just learn how to cope, you know, with that ache inside of you, and you learn how to continue to live, not just for yourself, but now you have to live for someone else. And that can be a lot of pressure for people. And you definitely see that it's a lot of pressure for Leo, but she's doing it because she loved her sister so much. You know, she's doing it because she wants to make sure her sister's memory doesn't get tarnished, doesn't get destroyed, doesn't get forgotten. And she's doing it so that she herself doesn't forget all the love she felt for her sister. And it's really, really emotional to see her go on this journey. And to just see the story move backwards was really just captivating. I will say, there are two things with the character dynamics. One I loved and one that I was a little iffy on. The one thing I loved is how Benway doesn't add more drama to the story by going into that stepmother trope. Her parents are divorced, her dad's remarried, and is now expecting a child with his new wife. There's no drama there. Her parents got divorced not because of any cheating or anything. They just fell out of love with each other and wanted different things in life, and they grew apart. And you know what? That's realistic, and it happens. I kind of get a little tired of that stepmother trope, like, oh, my dad cheated. Like, I'm tired of that trope. Like, yeah, that shit happens in real life, but it's overplayed in literature, it's overplayed on TV, it's overplayed in the movies. Like, I'm over it. Get over it. There doesn't always have to be this resentment between a stepmother and, or a step-parent in general, and the stepkids. Leo has a really good bond with her stepmom. And I like that they do bond emotionally over the death of Nina, because they both also did love Nina. And you see as well that Nina also had no issues with her stepmother. It was really just thoughtful. It was very thoughtful storytelling. And I'm glad that Benway didn't add more drama into the story by leaning into this cliched trope. So thankful for that. What I did have issue with was her relationship with East. East is Nina's boyfriend, and he was also involved in the accident along with Leo. The three of them were in the accident. Definitely see the survivor's guilt for East and Leo throughout the story. But at times I was a little confused by their relationship. Yes, they certainly bonded because, again, they were both involved in this accident with Nina. So they bonded. They formed a sort of relationship over that because they both loved Nina so much, and they were both also involved in the accident. So no one else is really going to understand what they went through but each other. But I understand that grief can sometimes be overwhelming and make you feel a lot of things. So when the story moves backwards, it seems like there is something somewhat romantic hinted between the characters, and I was a little unsure about that. That was really the only confusing thing with the story, that I wasn't really able to like, so what's going, clearly they care about each other, yeah, but I was just like, what's going on with you guys? That's the only thing that really struck me as odd, and it was the only thing I wasn't able to really connect to with the story, just because it was unclear, especially the way the story begins, and they're like holding hands and stuff, and they're holding hands in not like a very platonic way. It seems so somewhat romantic. So it was just the only thing that I wasn't really able to latch onto, because it just seemed very unclear what their relationship was. In any case, I really did love the book. I thought it was very emotional. It was very cinematic. I was able to lose myself in it. And again, I've never read anything like this before. So to me, it was super unique. And I liked how it deals with how you can cope and how you can deal with grief and how you can continue to live your life even when the pain and ache becomes unbearable. I think it was really a powerful novel in that respect. So I'm going to go ahead and give this book 4 out of 5 stars. If you want to go ahead and purchase the book, I will, of course, include links in the description below. And on that note, I hope you all continue to support me here by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and sharing out the book with your friends. You can also become a supporter on Buy Me Coffee, Ko-fi, Patreon, by purchasing one of my handmade candles or following any of my social media platforms. Links to everything will be in the description below. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and as always, happy reading!